Hi, I'm Kelly, and I am going to be spending 2025 rebuilding my website and making a website builder instead of hard coding or using JSON files in order to serve the content of my website. So, one of the first things that I needed to look into was how can I redo kind of my initial routes on my page so that way it's customizable. All right. So, I've opened up React Router's documentation to kind of walk you through my thought process when figuring this out. All right. So in Router, the idea is that you can have multiple pages for a React application. If you're just using React out of the box, you're going to have a single page application. But using React Router, you can have a path that would be in your URL. And then based on that path, you would open a different element. So you would have a path for the home page, a path for the contact, a path for the about, a path for blog, whatever, right? And each of those would load a different page, which is essentially just a React component. You can even do stuff like loader functions too, so you can go load data before you load that element, and then you're all ready to go, and you don't even have to use effect. But I digress. So what I want to show you is how to make that dynamic, how to customize your routes. So right now you'll see that when I load my page, I only have a home page, right? So if I go to my localhost 3000 at the index route, I have a home page. If I go to something like localhost dot blah, 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 you can see that my page is not found. So let's take a look at my code to figure out where that is. All right. So here I have my router. I'm creating my router using create browser router. And then what am I doing? I'm getting it from the output of the get routes function. Let's go look at that. So I'm getting all of my pages from my backend. All right. Just Axios public is my public Axios instance that allows me to call the backend without any special authorization headers. I'll go into that more in another video. But basically, I'm using that instance and I'm getting pages from my backend. All right, let's follow that thread. Okay, so my public is just going to be my main app controller. And you can see that I'm getting the pages. Getting pages, calls, get pages. There's no definition for get pages. That's so silly. Let's go to there. It's right here. Thank you. Get pages, gets pages from the pages service. Let's follow that. The pages service goes to the pages repository, which is in my database. So let's go to that. Let's go to pages. All right, you can see I have one page at the path / and my user ID is 51. All right, perfect. Then you can see that it's returning the relations sections added with it, which is just going to find all of the sections for ID 1 for page 1, right? So this is a join. So if I go to sections, you can then see that I have 1, 2, 3 sections. All right, and those will go with the page. All right, so because I only have home page and that returns that all the way to the front. So I'm going to get all of my pages. All right, so then I'm going to say that my browser router is going to be this, right? The main element is going to be app. All right, and then the children element, right, that nested React router are going to be the pages that I get back from my database and just a page that says page not found, all right? And that's what we were seeing before. So anything that you put up here is going to tell you page not found other than that /, which is going to give me the home page, which is going to give me those 3 sections from my backend. All right, so what if I wanted to do another page? Well, I could just add that next page instead of writing code to add the page, right? So I could add code by going in here and pushing another child in there, or I could add it by just adding a row to my database. So let's say this is about, and then let's say this is at the /. about, and then let's do my user. We'll save that. And now if I refresh the page and I go, you can see that about now popped up in my menu. And if I go to about here, it ultimately says page not found because there's no element that goes with it. Because what it's doing is when it's getting the pages, it's going to send back page name. And then if you look here, it's going to return an element with the data at the page and the path. So because there's no data and so on, we don't have anything. Let's see if we can make that work though. Page, section. All right, we have no sections, so that should map to nothing. And then, so really it feels like we should see this add a special, add a section. So let's look into this /about name. This wasn't supposed to be for debugging, but this kind of made this a little bit fun, huh? All right, so get pages. Pages equal to page service.get pages, pages.map, return path. Oh, I'm returning /path. I had that hard coded, so return page.path. Well, this is good. We found a bug. All right, so let's just go back to home and then let's go to about. And about, we just see our section. So this is about, that's home. It looks like I'm having a refresh here. This is the first time I've had 2 pages, so this is kind of cool. But now you can see that if we go to about, we just see the add a section because there's no sections in it. And if we go to home, which is just the / you can see that it pulls the correct data. So clearly I have some more work on this, but that is a way to make a dynamic router that pulls data in through the database. What would I do next? Well, I would probably make a UI feature that would allow me to actually add the page without having to add it in my database. And then obviously something's going weird when I'm clicking these. It's not like loading the correct page. So see how it says about, but it didn't change here. So I'm gonna have to look into that because I'm not refreshing my data properly in my React application. But that's a little bit of the journey, and that's kind of what the point of this all is to be, is I'm just going to slowly but surely build out this website builder, and I'm going to show you sneak peeks at some of the things that I'm learning along the way. Thanks for watching.